Hello and good morning or afternoon, depending on what part of the world you are on. So, I have a question that I came across in a Facebook group that I belong to, and I thought it was an awesome question, so I figured I'd record a video about that. All right, so here's the question. It says, "Hi everyone, I'm looking for advice on what happens when a company is acquired. I manage a database of people who have all consented to be contacted. However, this business is now been acquired by another company. It's run by the same people and offers a very similar service, but I do need to get let me backtrack. It's run by the same people and offers a very similar service, but do I need to get consent again? Thanks." All right, Jane. So here is my take, and I actually wrote down my thoughts. That's how I organize my thinking. I'm gonna be looking back and forth here. So, Jane, I would say that this is actually a very common scenario in the market, and it's a great question. It's not an obvious question, um, but I just to take a step back here for anyone else that is watching the video. So, for context, the question was asked by a marketing and communications consultant. I'm going to assume that Jane is the marketing guru for company A, who has been acquired by company B. I'm also going to assume that Jane is managing marketing campaigns for company A and will be continuing to do so moving forward, but as company B. And my thoughts here are from the perspective of GDPR. So I think it's important to just pause here and talk about consents. So this is an area that I think has been filled with lots of misinformation with GDPR. And it has led, unfortunately, to many companies feeling like they have to ask for fresh consent again when they actually didn't need to, at least not under GDPR. I would say so. Let me offer some suggestions here. So let's assume that company A has gone through the process of complying with GDPR. So there is one quick way that you can get more information as you're trying to gather the facts here. So I would say go to company A's privacy policy. So you want to go ahead and find the section where it talks about lawful basis for processing personal data. So it's taking a step back here as an organization under GDPR. So organizations must state what their lawful basis for processing personal data is. There are 6 options available, and consent is simply one of those options. So company A may be processing personal data because of consent, but it's very possible that they have a very good reason to continue to process personal information, but consent is actually not that legal process. So go to the company A's privacy policy and see if it establishes what the legal basis is for processing personal information, and if consent is listed as that lawful basis processing, then you want to continue with your due diligence. And ideally, you want to involve your legal counsel, the legal counsel for company A and the legal counsel for company B, to make sure that you are handling this correctly. I will say I want to point you to 2 articles in the GDPR if you want to go ahead and take a deeper dive here. So I would point you to Article 6, which talks about the lawfulness of processing, and Article 7, conditions for consent. Don't just take what I say here as being the truth. Challenge me on what I'm saying here, and by going to the GDPR, you should be able to find factual information. I think that as I was thinking about the question here, Jane, I think the question behind the question is company A has been contacting people, and with company B, having acquired company A, you want to still be able to contact the same group of people, and you just want to double check that you can. So there are I have two suggestions here, Jane. So the first one is go to the company A's privacy policy and just read it. Read what it says. Again, a privacy policy is a legal document that spells out, okay, what data is collected about people and how is that data being used. So if the people in your mailing list provided their contact information directly to company A, they will expect company A and company B to honor what is in the privacy policy. And if company B wants to use data for a different reason, it really makes sense to involve legal counsel so that you are doing this in a correct manner. The second suggestion that I have here, Jane, is I want you to place your shoes. I want you to place yourself in the shoes of the people that you have been contacting. If you continue to contact them, but under company B, will they be surprised or will they find it reasonable? As a courtesy to the people that you are contacting, you want to make sure that there's a way for them to opt out if they no longer want to receive communications under company B. In the US, the way that we address this is by having an unsubscribe link at the bottom of any marketing emails. And we also have companies have a number that people can call if they want to be removed from any promotional materials. So, Jane, the takeaway here is don't blindly set out to get fresh consent from people. This is very disruptive, and you want to make sure that you absolutely have to do that before you do so. My opinion is that under GDPR, you should do more due diligence to help you answer that question. And and I also want to stress, legal counsel is the best resource for you to try to engage here. There may be other local laws or regulations that apply to you that will ultimately govern what that right decision is for this question. Hope you find this to be a useful conversation. I'm Rocio Baeza. I'm the founder of GDPRstandup.com. It's a resource where I help everyday professionals with GDPR compliance. I am based in Chicago, here in the US. And if you want to learn more about how we help professionals like you in this space, check us out at GDPRstandup.com. All right, Jane, see you later. Goodbye. If I can only find how to cancel this. Let's see here. Here we go. All right. See you, Jane.